Hello there everyone and welcome to this video on relational operators. Okay, so we're going to look at Python and how it uses relational operators in order to determine decisions. So a couple of things that we're going to look at then. This chevron, which is actually the less than symbol in Python. We have the greater than symbol. We have the greater than or equal to, so greater than or equal to. We also have, I'll just copy this, just save a little bit of time, put that under there. So we have the opposite of that, which is less than or equal to. And then after that, we have another thing, which is a double equal symbol. And one equal symbol, if you remember, is for assignment, so passing something from the right hand side into the left hand side. Normally we do this with variables. If you've seen the last video, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And in this one, double equal symbol, it just means equal to. Okay, and that's normally used when we do some kind of comparison in a selection statement. We're going to have a look at those anyway in its own separate video. And the last one we've got a not equal to. So that exclamation mark and the equals means not equal to. Okay. So first let's get started on the less than symbol. Now what will happen is Python will basically try to work out what the logic is of what you're trying to do. So here we go, we've got 10. Is 10 less than 15? Now Python will return true or false on these. So is 10 less than 15? Well, yep, 10 is less than 15. So what it does return is it returns the true or false of that condition. Okay, so here 10 is less than 15, so it outputs true. Simple, right? So, you know, I might do a few more. I might say, well, what about is 15 less than 10? Okay, is 15 less than 10? Well, that should return false, which it does. It returns false. No problem there. And what about something a little bit more tricky then? Is 15 less than 15? Is 15 less than 15? Well, that should return false because 15 is not less than 15. It is equal to 15. So it fails that condition because it's not less than it. And we can do the same thing for the greater than symbol. And if I just take all these again and basically output those, but swap over these relational operators and I make them all greater than, what's this going to be? So is 10 greater than 15? Well, that should be false. Is 15 greater than 10? Well, that should be true. And then is 15 greater than 15? Well, that should be false because 15 is not greater than 15. It is equal to that. So again, if we just output this, the first three are from the first set of print statements. And the second one, we've got false, true, and false. False, true, and false. So you can follow the logic of this. It's quite straightforward with less than and greater than. But what about when it gets to greater than or equal to? Well, it gets a little bit more tricky, I suppose. So looking at this, let's do some of these then. If I just copy these and work these through. So let's put greater than or equal to symbols in there. Greater than or equal to. So is 10 greater than or equal to 15? Now when I say or, it means if it is greater than, it will get true. And also if it's equal to, it will also get true. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So is 10 greater than or equal to 15? Well, yeah, 10 is not actually greater than and it's not equal to, so it fails that condition. So that's still false. Is 15 greater than? Yes, it's greater than 10. It's not equal to 10, but it's greater than, so it still gets true. And then is 15 greater than? Well, no, it's not greater than 15, but it is equal to. So this time, that last statement gets true on this one. Let's just double check that, make sure that's correct. So we've got false, true, and true. False, true, and true. That's right. And, you know, the less than is pretty much exactly the same apart from the opposite sort of conditions. So if I just swap these over to less than or equal to, is 10 less than or equal to 15? Well, yeah, it's less than 15. Is 15 less than or equal to 10? No, it's not. And is 15 less than? No, it's not. But it is equal to 15, so that is true on that one. Now let's give it a quick test again. True, false, true. True, false, true. Yep, no problems there whatsoever. Okay, now what about, I think we've done all those now, all those ones. What about equal to? It's a little bit more tricky, this one, because equals is a comparison. It's not an assignment, it's a comparison. So if I said to you, print 15 equals 15. So it's saying, is the number 15 the same as the number 15? Well, in my eyes, that is true. And then we can say, well, print is 15 equals 14. So are them two the same? Well, no, they're not the same. What if I did something like print John? Are those two the same? Now, we're not dealing with numbers anymore, so that's a bit weird, isn't it? Are those two strings the same? Uppercases are the same? Well, yeah, they are in my eyes. So that should be, not false, that should be true. Let's have a look at that then. See what that gives us. So the last three outputs here, we've got true, false, and true. True for 15 is the same as 15. False for saying 15 is the same as 14. And true to say these two strings match exactly. What if I was to take this one again, though, and I was to put a lowercase j? What would that be? Well, those two are not the same, because a lowercase j is not the same as an uppercase j when you convert it into its binary equivalent, i.e. its 0 or 1 equivalent. So, yeah, that's false on that side. Then we have our not equal to, our last one. So not equal to. And in a couple of different languages, this is slightly different in some languages. So the way this is displayed in Python, not equal to, is exclamation mark equal symbol. In some other languages, it's less than or greater than symbol. That means not equal to. But we're just sticking to Python here. So not equal to 15. Well, if you think about this then, is 15 the same as 15? So is 15 the same as 15? It is. So is it not equal to? Is 15 not equal to 15? Well, that's false. And the reason why that's false is because 15 is the same as 15, so it's not equal to. So it needs to be not equal to get a true statement. That's quite confusing. So you can run through a few different examples here and say, well, is 15 not equal to 14? Well, yes. 15 is not equal to 14, so that's true, isn't it? And that's where this logic comes from on this one. And if you look there, false for this one and true for line number 39. And they are all of the different relational operators that we need to cover for our qualification in this point. So feel free to have a go. Change some of these for strings if you want to, if you really want to push it that far. We've done a couple in there, but get used to using these because these are normally used with selection statements, okay, and iteration statements. So that's looping and if statements, so selection, okay. So have a go at that, give it a practice, and then move on to the next video.